there, and welcome back to the HQ. Today, we're going to be reacting to how to fake an entire esports career without ever playing. The multi-year scheme of Tokyogirl by Mugen. Already, this seems like one hell of a story. Like, someone just faking a whole esports career, and I don't know how you fake a career that involves playing video games without ever actually playing. So I'm very much invested in seeing how exactly this went down. So let's just jump right in here and see exactly how this went. Yeah.
How far would you be willing to go in order to fake a life that isn't yours? In today's world, this is a question worth asking because let's face it, there's too many people out there renting a sports car for a day pretending that it's theirs.
Oh, yeah. Like the influencer lifestyle on places like TikTok and Instagram are just really toxic. People like basically you have like dickheads like Jack Doherty, whose whole thing is just flexing how much money they have. And it's like, oh, how do you have this much money? It's like, oh, I just rent supercars and stuff, and I make all my money by exploiting women sexually online and stuff like that. Or just like in general, like these people are genuine scumbags and the worst kinds of people on the internet because they just do what gets boosted in the algorithm and pretend to be somebody they're not. That's just what they do. And it sucks that that's what gets them clicks and what gets going in the algorithm.
And God, if I see another guru on a tropical island claiming that they made
Yep.
it because they did a few stock trades, then I
Yeah.
might just burst a testicle. It takes common sense to
Well,
understand that these
that's
people are
that's a
using
bit
credit
much.
cards.
That's a bit
This,
much.
of course, is all done in the hopes of trying to impress others. And while yes, it is pathetic, ridiculous even, it is done on a wide scale these days. I mean, this has gotten so big that there's an entire economy built around
Yeah.
fake influencers. People
Pretty
who
much.
rent out mansions, sports cars, photographers, you name it, all in the hopes of appearing to be something that they are not. However,
Yeah.
even though we've gotten to a point where this has gotten worryingly sophisticated with an
Yeah, like the sheer fact that it has become such like a complex industry to be fake successful rather than actually building yourself up and being successful. Like, I'm a small VTuber. I am hella small. I have, as of today, just over 200 subscribers on YouTube. I've been at this for a while, and I've been doing like daily uploads since like October. And yeah, I get it. You want to grow, but don't fake what you are to pretend that you're big when you're not. Like, honey, if you're persistent and if people like what you do, then you'll get there. But at this rate, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You're going nowhere fast.
entire economy built around it, all of this still pales in comparison to the fake life that esports athlete Nafat Warasin has lived for the last few years. An absolute
Wow, is
rising
that
star in
bad?
one of Southeast Asia's most popular games. She managed to get signed to one of the top esports organizations of the region, which eventually led her to the highest honor imaginable, representing her country of Thailand in the 2025 Southeast Asia Games.
Huh?
Now, yes,
How
admittedly, throughout all this time,
how do
she
you
definitely had some suspicious
how exactly do you get to that extent? Like, if nobody's actually ever like, I don't know if this is gonna be like a God, what's her fucking name? What is her name? Sniper Wolf, that's her name. I don't know if it's gonna be like an SS Sniper Wolf situation where it's like you're faking your gameplay because somebody else is playing for you or what. Or if it's gonna be like the story of that one Olympic swimmer who's never actually swam a day in his life. There's a fun little video about that. In fact, there's a that I watched the other day. In fact, there's a whole channel of fun videos we ought to sit down and watch. That'll be fun to that'll be fun to just sit and watch sometime. But yeah, I don't know how this worked. Like, did she just not actually play any games and nobody bothered to question it? Like, I have to know.
Behavior, there were definitely some doubts in regards to her avoided nature, but her teammates attributed that to maybe her being awkward, to maybe being nervous. You see, no one on her top team throughout so many hours playing with her could have ever guessed that her entire esports career has been nothing but fake. And no one
Huh.
could have even begun to come to the conclusion that for all this time, she wasn't even the one playing. What's even
Okay, so
worse
it is
here is that
it
this
is a
only
sniper
got
wolf
exposed
situation then, huh?
after she had gotten on the Thailand national team and during an extremely important game between Thailand and Vietnam, which would have led this team to the finals. Yes, she was actually caught red-handed live on stream during the semifinals of a competition that is the equivalent of the Olympics of Southeast Asia. Guys, I can't even
Wow.
begin to explain to you.
Let's see. Thai esports athlete expelled from SEA games for cheating during Arena of Valor match.
The
I've never
secondhand
even heard
embarrassment. I mean, this was
of
so
Arena of
humiliating.
Valor,
Not just for her, though, not just for her
but
teammates,
it
but
must
for
be
the
big.
entire country of Thailand. And if you thought this was bad,
Yeah.
then wait till you hear who was the person that was playing remotely for her during her entire career. We only recently got confirmation in the
Ooh,
beginning of
is
2026,
it that
and it's one
funny?
hell of a way to start the year.
Is it
Look,
that
when I
funny?
saw this, I thought it was so ridiculous. We had to talk about it. So you already know
Okay,
the
let's
drill.
get let's
Without
hop into
further
it then.
ado, let's
Let's do
do
this thing,
this.
Papa
All
Mujin.
right, so to fully grasp what's going on, we have to go all the way back to the year 2011 when Tencent would purchase Riot Games. This move was
Mm-hmm.
unprecedented and
Yep.
cost around $350 million. They were
God
willing to
damn.
make this bet because they understood how big the mobile market was becoming. But more importantly, they were also understanding just how quickly the mobile market was
Yep.
becoming. Barely 2
Yep.
years prior, Angry Birds had come out, and a year later, Candy Crush would come out. And
Yeah.
these games would generate
And
billions upon billions
mobile
of
gaming would
dollars.
just basically
Soon
take
developers
over
would
the
stop
market
looking
after
at
that.
PC and console and just focus on mobile because it was a cash cow, an absolute
Yep.
money printing machine, and it changed gaming forever.
Pretty
By
much.
2015,
Yeah.
Tencent's leadership team truly wanted to work with Riot Games to make a mobile version of League of Legends. But no matter what Tencent did, no matter how many pitches they made, no matter how much revenue they started talking about, Riot Games leadership wouldn't budge.
So they just bought Riot Games to make it instead, or they just made like their own mobile version of League.
They truly believed that the experience that PC offered could never be replicated on mobile. But Tencent wasn't simply going to take no for an answer. In fact, even before asking Riot Games for their permission, they were already developing a MOBA for mobile behind the scenes and released it on that same year in November
Wow.
2015, exclusively for China. And
Huh.
that game would be none
Wow.
other than Honor of Kings. 10
Well, that explains why I've
years
never heard of it.
later, Honor of Kings is still the highest grossing mobile game of all time.
Huh. Okay. Well, shit. And it's still exclusively Chinese? Or did it eventually go international? That's nutty. This Chinese exclusive MOBA for mobile phones being the highest grossing mobile game of all time. That is crazy.
Beating Candy Crush, PUBG, Clash of Clans, you name it, making a whopping $18.6 billion. The
God
game would prove to
damn.
be so successful that Tencent would release a non-Chinese version for the rest of the world.
Okay,
it would be
yeah.
called Arena of Valor, and it would be published by G Arena. Now, this game wouldn't really find a lot of success in the West, but would instead
Yeah.
find its success in
That's not
Southeast
shocking.
Asia. It is the biggest mobile game in Thailand, for example, and so it continued to garner an obscene amount of money. Riot Games, on the other hand, would finally release a mobile version of League of Legends called League of Legends Wild Rift in 2020, 5 years
Took them
after
long
Honor of Kings
enough.
had released exclusively
It sure took
in
them long
China.
enough.
In 5 years, they made $1 billion in gross revenue and aren't even in the top 50 highest grossing mobile
Wow.
games of all time. So if you ever needed proof that the people running Riot Games have maybe like barely 2 brain cells, this is it. And the reason
Yeah.
why I told you all this is because this incident involves Arena of Valor. You see, esports tournaments in Southeast Asia always have a form of mobile games, whether it be PUBG or Arena of Valor.
God, I see so many like MOBAs these days. Like, I could never get into. Like, I've never gotten into the. Granted, I've never played a MOBA before. I've never played a MOBA, and I've never really had all that interest in playing them because I'm not much of a PvP kind of person. I'm not a PvP kind of girl, so I don't really ever truly think to play MOBAs. And it's why I don't play MOBAs or FPSs or racing games online. I don't do PvP. I mean, I want to, but it's just something I don't really do all that often. Mostly because I don't like with like gaming culture these days. People are just like, I want to sit back and play like some casual online games, and I don't have to sweat through my shorts just to have a good time. You know, it's stuff like that.
They're taken very seriously. This is where the Southeast Asian Games come in. It's seen as this region's Olympics, and it happens once every 2 years. It features a wide array of different sports, and of course, one of these categories involves esports, more specifically, Arena of Valor.
Remember when the actual Olympics wanted to introduce like an esports thing and do esports teams? But not like actual esports, like professional, like League of Legends or Valorant or like Overwatch or Marvel or something like that. No, they wanted to do like weird exclusive Olympic mobile games that are like, oh, bow shooting, but mobile game and shit like that. It was weird. It was very weird.
Now look, as I mentioned in the intro already, when it comes to Arena of Valor, Tokyogirl was a rising star. So much so that Talon Esports, a recognizable name in the Southeast Asian scene, decided to sign her on their team. And I mean, by this point, one could argue she made it, right? What better indicator of success do you need in esports than getting signed on to a team? But to Tokyogirl, this was still the beginning of her journey because with that same team, she would go on to compete in
To answer your question, Cad, I plan on if I can get a couple other people around tonight, then I'm probably gonna do the tier list today. Maybe. Just kind of depends.
the Thailand women's national qualifier for Arena of Valor. And guess what? Her role here would be substitute. But she was so damn good that by the end, not only did they win the entire national qualifier, but she went from substitute to carry, one of the most important roles in the game. And yes, by the way, they won, which meant that they qualified to represent their country of Thailand in the Southeast Asia Games. That's what the qualifier was for. Team Talon was going to have the incredible honor of representing their country, and Tokyogirl was right there as the team's carry. Not only that though, she was seen as the rising star of the women's Arena Valor esports scene and was being given nicknames like Beautiful Girl or whatever because she was both beautiful and incredibly skilled at the game. I mean, by this point, we could say that she truly, really made it, right? But in reality,
yeah,
this is where
I
things were about
guess.
to get
But you know,
very real because
it's gonna go to shit real quick, huh?
Pressure on their shoulders. You see, Thailand has the most gold, silver, and bronze medals in this competition's history. So they had high expectations to keep up the status quo. I should point out that this ranking isn't the most fair thing because not all the countries on this list were members on day one. In fact, Vietnam, for example, started off as South Vietnam. But you get the point, okay? Thailand is well known to have the most medals in this competition's history. But that wasn't just it. The members of the Southeast Asian Games take turns hosting the games on their territory. And in 2025, the year her and her team were going to compete,
fucking Thailand
was going
hosting
to be the host. They were representing their own country on their own soil.
Well, shit, I could see how this is going to be even worse like this. Yeah.
It began. the Southeast Asian Games 33 Group Stage Women Arena of Valor Tournament. 4 countries participated: Vietnam, Thailand, Laos, and Timor-Leste. Based on the qualifiers, Thailand was on track to make it to the finals. All they had to do was win against Vietnam. This was their first game in this tournament. So Thailand's team's only goal here was to just defeat Vietnam so they can make it to the finals and guarantee second place. If they would win the next match, they would guarantee a gold medal. They were in a very good position here, and they were so close to getting a minimum of top 2. But of course, seeing that they're on their home soil and they're representing their country, they were going for the gold medal.
Understandable.
However,
but
with some of the complications that occurred, I'm sure that some of the team members would have just rather gotten a bronze medal. In fact, no medal, rather than have to go through the embarrassment of having Tokyogirl on their team. All right, so here's the deal. Tokyogirl,
judging what we know from the story so far, we can already tell things are going to get a little fucky-wucky.
Suspicious behavior would begin even before the game started. You see, as part of the tournament, they're all given a game phone. They can't use their own phone to compete, obviously.
I mean, yeah, obviously understandable.
Phone, she'd ask, "Can I take the phone with me so I can set it up with my own settings?" She was told, "Of course not. That's against the rules." But that would only be the beginning of her suspicious activity. She'd be acting weird even on the live stream, trying to hide her phone from the camera in front of her, making it seem like there's something on there that would get her in trouble somehow. And then eventually, live on
you were
stream,
not being very subtle.
The Thai coach would catch something weird happening on her screen. And this is when the game would be paused. People initially were confused as to why the pause was happening. Some of her teammates had no idea what was going on, but the stream kept running, and she was being confronted by staff.
It's awkward.
They noticed that the movements she was making on her phone weren't matching the in-game movements. And what's worse is that the game would continue after this, and her performance would become severely worse. It seemed like after being caught, a switch had flipped. And as the second game was starting, her performance became abysmal. Barely able to get a single kill. But at the time, fans weren't even concerned with any of this. They were concerned with the fact that she was acting weird after being caught, making a middle finger gesture to the camera. This is, of course, seen as very unprofessional and not fit for an athlete. But I guess this was just her way of coping with the idea that she was caught.
She got caught.
As I mentioned, after she was caught, the games kept going on. Tokyogirl's performance would be abysmal, some of the worst games she's ever played in her career. And Thailand would end up losing to Vietnam 0-3. It was a very embarrassing defeat. But what was more embarrassing are the extremely quick and ruthless consequences that came her way on the same day. Very shortly after Thailand's crushing defeat to Vietnam, the Thailand National Olympic Committee would post this letter on their socials, saying, "Decision on personal penalty for a Thai athlete of the Thailand Arena of Valor women's team, esports event at the 33rd SEA Games Thailand 2025. To whom it may concern, this is to inform you of the decision made during the Arena of Valor women's team match between Team Thailand and Team Vietnam in the winners final of the esports competition at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games on December 15th, 2025. A Thai athlete, Warasin Nafat, committed an offense under item 943 of the Esports Technical Handbook by using unauthorized third-party software or hardware modification during Game 1 of the match. After further investigation, conclusive evidence was found, which led to the imposition of a personal penalty resulting in her expulsion from the entirety of the esports competition at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games.
So what was the third-party software? It had to be like some kind of like remote control software or something. If she suddenly went from like bawling out, but kind of sussy about it, to sucking ass in Game 2. It has to be some kind of remote software control like that.
The above is for your information and understanding. Thank you and best regards. Signed, the Esports Technical Delegate of the 33rd Southeast Asian Games. So hey, that investigation didn't take long at all.
Not at all.
This letter would serve to be
immediate
tsunami,
immediate repercussions.
Career. But before we get to that, let's take a step back. What the hell did they mean when they said using unauthorized third-party software or hardware modification?
I want to know how the hell it got on there in the first place. If they have like a games-specific phone device that they use for these things, how did these modifications get on there in the first place?
What exactly did she do? How could you even cheat in a MOBA game? Well, that wasn't clear. The Thailand National Olympic Committee didn't give any specifics, so you had many people theorize, and even news publications theorize, that what she was using was TeamViewer. a program that allows you to remotely control a user's device.
Yeah.
But you see, anyone
That.
who's used TeamViewer before can attest to the fact that it's laggy as fuck. The
Oh, yeah.
latency would not allow you to
Okay,
compete
yeah.
in a high-level esports
Yeah,
tournament,
that would,
especially on MOBA. It requires split-second decisions.
Yeah, that would definitely complicate things. So it makes me wonder, how exactly would she be cheating like that and still be able to ball out in, like, high caliber, like, level team play like that?
Additionally, many people were wondering how we could even start talking about remote interference when this was a tournament. Aren't
Yeah.
tournaments like this usually held on a local network? Well, it
You
turned
would
out
think
that
so.
no, actually. Not in the case of the women's tournament. The women's tournament for Arena of Valor was on an online private server.
Why?
So things were starting to get very
Why aren't these things
interesting,
hosted
to say the
locally?
least, but no proper conclusions were reached just yet as to how she cheated. In the meantime,
Like, for real, why would you not host these things locally?
though, the tsunami on her career would continue, and Talon would very quickly release a statement saying she is out of our organization effective immediately.
Good.
Additionally, she'll be repaying around 9 months of her training costs for the entire duration of when she was under our organization.
Wow.
Now, they didn't specify a number, but around
9
9
months
of
of
training expenses. Yeah,
expenses.
that's not a small amount of money, I'm sure.
Oh.
As far as I'm aware, this also included prize money. And of
Oh,
course,
yeah.
when this happened, G Arena wasted no time whatsoever and also put out a statement on their Facebook page. In it, they would of course express outrage and announce that they were banning Tokyogirl from participating in anything related to Arena of Valor indefinitely, forever.
Oof. Yeah, that's
But
valid.
of course, this tsunami ending her career didn't just involve companies. It also involved her heartbroken teammates.
Oh,
like, for example,
God.
Give Me a Kiss.
Oh, I can't even imagine what her teammates are going through. Like on one thing, yeah, like, haha, it's funny that the cheater got caught and embarrassed, but god damn it. Think about her teammates and what they're going through. Like, this person that they legitimately thought was one of their teammates. And it's revealed that this person has been cheating this entire time, that they have been being shadow played the whole time with somebody else, and that they haven't been, like, legitimately playing. Yeah, this would mess me up, like, for real. I don't know how, like like the amount of betrayal of trust that this would have happened, that this would have caused. Like, I can't even begin to imagine it.
The captain for the Talon team, and by that same token, the captain for the Thailand national team. On December 15th, she'd post, "I was heartbroken when I found out, but I'll do my best." Her heartbreak is of course in reference to her teammate cheating, but her saying that
Yeah.
she'll do her best was in reference to the game they've still yet to play in the lower bracket final. You see, shortly after the game with Vietnam, Tokyogirl would get benched. The Thailand national team would then bring in the substitute to play against Laos because they had won against Timor-Leste and therefore qualified to play Thailand in the lower bracket final. The winner of the lower bracket final would face off against Vietnam in the real finals for the gold medal.
Yeah, they would try to make the comeback from the losers bracket and try to pick back up against Vietnam as they went forward through the winners bracket. Yeah, like, I know how this goes.
Thailand would actually end up winning against Laos, qualifying them for the finals against Vietnam. This game against Laos would happen on the next day in the early
that's
morning
good.
of the
I mean, good for
16th.
them.
However, barely a few hours later, Santi Lothong, who is the president of the Thai Esports Federation, would go live on his personal Facebook page. This is when he would confirm, while breaking down in tears, that the Thailand national team for Arena of Valor would be withdrawing from the competition entirely, even though they had made it to the finals against Vietnam. This meant that Laos would take their place, and this meant that Thailand was withdrawing with 0 medals in the women's tournament for Arena of Valor. He then spoke to a newspaper on that matter. And
like, even though they came back and won without her, that they benched and got rid of her, the cheater on their team, they still God, you have to feel some type of way for these girls who put everything into this. these ladies fought their asses off, and they're forced to just give it up because one of their teammates was bullshitting.
Say I,
Mm.
Santi Lothong, as president of the Thai Esports Federation and president of the Asian Esports Federation, hereby announce that Thailand will withdraw its Arena of Valor women's team from the 33rd SCA Games hosted by Thailand. We respect all regulations, we
God
respect
damn.
friendships, and we respect the spirit of sportsmanship. What happened went beyond our scope of responsibility, as this is a serious matter. As the host nation, we cannot allow the tournament to continue under such circumstances. We understand that the
Understandable,
Thai
but
and Laotian
god
teams still
damn.
competed this morning. Thank you, Chairman Chan, for not filing a complaint against Thailand or withdrawing from the tournament this morning. That is the spirit of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Thank you to the Laotian athletes for taking to the field and showing respect for Thailand. As the president of the association, I would like to send my encouragement to the remaining athletes who are still competing. I understand that you have all tried your best. Last night, I spoke with Coach Poom. This is
It's
truly a
just
very
sad.
difficult situation, with
Just
Thailand being
sad
the
to
host
think
country
about.
and me as the president of the Asian
Sad to
Federation, who is absolutely responsible
see
for overseeing
this guy
tournament.
basically
After that, I will speak
cast
individually with the athletes in my
like
capacity
putting
as the
himself
esports
up
manager
there
of
and being the one
Thailand.
taking like
So
the
as you can see, this was a
responsibility as the
very big
guy
deal. It was
basically
very
in charge of
embarrassing,
esports in
heartbreaking, and
Thailand.
humiliating to anyone that had anything to do with Thailand. After the announcement of them officially withdrawing from the competition, Give Me a Kiss would post another Facebook post that was met with a ton of support, saying, I'm speechless with sadness. We've all worked so hard for this, towards our shared dream and goal. Last night, we continued practicing with the remaining lineup until very late. My heart is completely shattered. Finally, I want to apologize to everyone.
She has no reason to apologize. It's not her fault that one of their team members was a snake and they didn't know. It's not her fault. Like, it is entirely Tokyogirl's fault. She's the one who went in there lying about all of this and got all of them basically benched and kicked off the thing because they felt that the responsibility that they were forced to withdraw because of that. It's not her fault. It is 100% Tokyogirl's fault.
You see, this wasn't just about the teammates of Tokyogirl or the organizers. This stretched way beyond
Yeah.
to any Thai athlete. In parallel, for example, the men's division of Arena of Valor had won second place. But now, even that was being put into question. Did they cheat? Did they do this legit?
Yeah.
They had essentially faced additional
It creates a
scrutiny
massive
just
ripple
because of that
effect because
incident, and
one
made it seem like
person
they faked their
on a
win.
Thai
All
team.
Thai athletes were beginning to suffer from this. So seeing that this incident had escaped containment like radiation had
God
escaped
damn.
Chernobyl, and the consequences were spreading shockwaves across the entirety of Thailand as a country and its integrity and its pride, what did Tokyogirl have to say about
Yeah,
it?
what did
she
Tokyogirl say?
apologize? Did she make amends?
Did
Did she try to make it right?
I'm guessing by that very sarcastic way of talking. I'm guessing no, she didn't.
Nope.
Mm.
Because why would she?
Yeah, why
Instead,
would she?
She'd be hospitalized immediately after, and the only public statement she'd make would be a reply to a Facebook post criticizing her. Here's what she'd have to say. Let me answer.
Really?
If I had cheated, I would have won a long time ago. To be honest, how could I have cheated? I was playing by myself, but because of the stress and pressure of the game, I panicked. At that time, no one around me knew what was happening, so I was taken to the hospital. I've only just been able to use my phone, and my hand is still plugged into an IV drip, so I'm completely unable to share or clarify anything about the fraud. You don't know what I've been through, and yet you're saying that? Anyone in that situation wouldn't know how to react either. As for the middle finger incident, I was just joking with the person sitting next to me. When I turned around, the camera was pointed at someone else's face. I was just teasing my friends because I was so stressed at the time. I was so panicked that I fainted, which is why I had to be taken to the hospital.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
seriously, what an incredible 10 out of 10.
Or maybe it's because you got caught.
Redeemed herself with
Huh?
that one.
Maybe it's because you
Who
got
is this
caught.
Cha-Cha Chilla trying to gain sympathy by telling us she's in the hospital? Look, under no circumstances should someone
the
hurt themselves
callback.
over anything. But come on, you
The
fainted
cha-cha
because you were
callback.
stressed? Of course you would be, because you were caught. And no one's going to believe that whole middle finger story. You were looking directly
Yeah,
at the
you were
camera.
like,
And
you
as
were
she was
giving
trying
eyes to the
defend
camera.
herself in this stupidly made post, more details would emerge as to how she cheated. So each
Okay.
player was given a phone, right? And since
How
this
did
wasn't
she
played
cheat?
on LAN, this was played on an online private server, each player was given an account to log in with. Tokyogirl would then take these credentials and send them to someone else so that they can log in and play for her. She would then
Oh,
install
okay.
Discord, okay, and get into a call with the person playing for her. That
Okay, I see
person
how.
would then screen share their game.
I see how
Tokyogirl
this
would watch the
happened.
screen share and full screen it, and would then attempt to mimic their movements on her screen, faking the fact that she was the one who was playing. And get this wasn't
Okay.
just done for this.
Why would, frankly, why would you still, if these phones are specifically used for this event, why do they have the ability to download and install applications in the first place? You should be able to go to like the parental controls and turn that off. You should be able to turn off the ability to install new applications on a phone. So why didn't you? Like, honestly, there's a lot of like messiness with this whole tournament that's
Tournament.
going on.
This is what she's been doing for her entire career. Because after
Yeah.
the first round, after she was caught and had to actually close Discord, her performance would become abysmal. So after her terrible reply, and after the reveal of what she had done to cheat, Tokyogirl would delete her Instagram page, her
Of course
Facebook
she
page,
would.
and her TikTok,
Of
essentially
course she
wiping
would.
all traces of herself
Yep.
online. As people were still mind blown by how she was able to fake her entire career through using Discord, the Vietnamese newspaper VN Express would interview some players in the Arena of Valor community, including the team captain Give Me a Kiss, to try and understand Tokyogirl's insane story a bit better. The article would say, Tokyogirl had long been a prominent name in Thailand's Arena of Valor community. Team captain Jomkon Pomsino, known as Give Me a Kiss, said she was widely regarded as one of the country's strongest female marksmen and jungle players. Her live streams and TikTok videos regularly
Jesus.
showcased high-level gameplay, leading to her inclusion in the national squad without a formal tryout.
There's your problem right there.
And several
You gave her the benefit of the doubt. You gave her benefit of the doubt. You gave benefit of the doubt because she gets big clicks on TikTok. And you didn't give her the formal tryout to see if she's legit. This is why you always fall. Like, it might just be me and the fact that I have severe crippling trust issues. But, like, if it were me, I would be, like, really scrutinizing the hell out of this. I would be very scrutinous of this. Like, for real. You really have to, like, scrutinize these people.
teammates said Tokyogirl appeared to be the strongest player on the roster during preseason practice matches. However, they noted that she rarely attended in-person training sessions and mostly played with the team online. Surprise, surprise, right? Tokyogirl's reputation was further reinforced by Chicken V, a well-known Thai Arena of Valor streamer who had previously helped introduce her to a wider audience. I played solo matches against her and lost badly, Chicken V said. But in hindsight, there were warning signs. She always had someone beside her when playing online. When I asked her to play in person, she often made excuses. Looking back at her old videos, none showed her hands or the screen, only her forehead. So you see, there were signs, but these people chose to give her the benefit of the doubt. And
I just can't give people benefit of the doubt these days. Because it's like, with situations like this, I just can't. Like, it might just be the fact that I have, like, really bad trust issues from a lot of shit in my life. But seeing a situation like this, like, they didn't give her the formal tryout. They didn't do, like, they didn't play, like, in person. They always let her do her practice stuff, like, remotely online. They didn't do anything to actually verify that she's the one playing. And you're surprised when it turns out she's a filthy cheater. Oh, god damn.
yet she completely used their trust and threw it in the garbage.
Right in the
However,
dumpster.
One question remained. Who the hell was behind her gameplay?
Yeah.
Who is this insane player that
who do we
allowed her
got
to
going?
fake her entire career? Well, and you won't believe this, but it just so happened that Tokyogirl's boyfriend had been an ex-esports player for Arena of Valor. I know, absolutely crazy. No one would have guessed that. So people theorized that it was him. However, no one had any concrete proof, and no one had come out to reveal this. That would be, of course, until a couple weeks would pass by after the incident, because on January 2nd,
did he come out
the
and admit it?
remote player would finally confess.
Oh,
To almost
kick my
nobody's
desk.
surprise, on January 2nd, Cheerio would come out and confess that he was the player playing remotely for Tokyogirl. He confessed this by posting a statement on his personal TikTok account, an account that still, even after posting the confession, has a donation link in the bio. I mean,
Oh, that
that's
is
getting really deep.
brazen right
The
there.
statement would, of course, be in Thai. and would
Brazen
comprise
right
of
there,
2
man.
pages. Here's what it had to say. Hello, I'm Cheerio, and I want to clarify the issues that occurred during the SEA Games 33 and other tournaments where there were suspicions of substitutions in many matches. I acknowledge that this is true as reported by the press. I've had time to reflect. I regret what I have
You
done.
had time
and
to
I want offer my
reflect, did
sincere
you?
Apologies to society. Okay, this is a bit roughly translated, but you'll get the point.
Yeah, we
I
get
take
the
responsibility
gist.
for what
We get the
happened and will accept
gist.
all criticism and consequences without any justification. I apologize to those affected by my selfish actions. I apologize to all Thai people for bringing shame to the country. This incident is an important lesson in my life. I will use it to reflect on myself, improve,
Yeah,
and make amends.
like this
I promise
guy.
that I will not let anyone else be harmed or let the country
So,
lose its reputation because of my
was
actions
he like a
again.
former
Finally, I would like to apologize
esports
to
player?
everyone once again. I apologize to Mr.
Because like he was described as a former esports player. Like, did he get like banned for cheating or something, and then basically like used his girlfriend to get back into the scene by playing remotely through her shit? What's the story behind this guy?
President of the Thai Esports Association. I apologize to the Talon women's team. I apologize to the other women's teams that lost their chance. I apologize to everyone involved in all the tournaments I participated in, and I apologize to everyone who was disappointed with the results. I decided to speak out late because the public outcry was so strong and so rapid that I wasn't prepared and didn't know how to respond. I apologize to everyone. I'm currently in a place where I'm not ready to live stream. When I get home, I will live stream to apologize and again explain what everyone wants to know. So look, already way better than the statements that Tokyogirl made, but still,
Oh yeah,
a lot of questions
already a bit
remain
better.
unanswered. And I guess
Not
when he eventually
fantastic,
live
but
streams,
better.
maybe we'll get to know. And according to this article by the Vietnamese publication known as Bao Moi, Cheerio is highly regarded in the Thai esports scene. Specifically for Arena of Valor, he's seen as a very skilled player. Interestingly enough, someone of his skill and playstyle stood more to lose than Tokyogirl by doing this. So that's one of the questions that's unanswered. Why did he do this? Purely because he was her boyfriend, or was there something else at play? Either way, in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't matter, because the Thai Esports Association immediately would announce that they're taking action not just against Tokyogirl, but now against Cheerio after he admitted being the remote player. This is where Santi Latong would confirm that he'll be pursuing legal action against both individuals to the fullest extent, saying that Cheerio's admission will expedite the investigation process by allowing communication companies to check the IP addresses of the offenders for evidence, with authorities affirming that legal proceedings will continue until fully resolved. And by the way, just as an update, yes, they've confirmed that the IP address was different. So it doesn't take a genius to understand that this couple will be facing a lot of headaches in 2026. The year has barely just started. But speaking of headaches, the ones who actually have to suffer through them for a long time now will be anyone, more specifically any woman looking to compete for Thailand. Or you know what? In esports in general.
Yeah. Oh. Ooh. A little sickness. I can't even imagine what anybody else is going to have to go through. Basically, like, facing accusations of being, like, the next Tokyogirl. Not being a true gamer girl. And being a cheater. Like, I can't even imagine how many more times people are going to have to face this because one person turned out to be cheating. Like, that entire team suffered because this one person. And this is going to have a massive ripple effect.
This is well explained by Frozen Kiss, one of the biggest Thai female content creators who also used to be an esports athlete. She'd make this post on Facebook saying, "I'm speechless with disappointment. Why would someone cheat to make the national team? Even in smaller tournaments, it's unacceptable. Other women's teams that are serious, dedicated to training and competing have been developing for so long. This Southeast Asia Games was watched by many, and there was a growing desire to see a proper women's tournament established, and then it all fell apart. The problem of substitutions never goes away no matter how many years pass. honestly, I'm so ashamed that a player we used to compete with is accused of cheating at a national level. How will people view Thai female players now? Why would someone dare to ruin our country's reputation and the dedication of others? It feels so unfair. I feel so sorry for the other teams that worked so hard but lost like this. It's such a waste of opportunity.
Yeah,
So as I mentioned before, this wasn't just about this team in particular,
absolutely,
or Tokyogirl in particular. This was about all Thai athletes.
Yeah.
And I mean, think of how demotivating it is to be a team that had lost to Talon in the national qualifiers. Like, you lost out on the opportunity of representing your country because someone on the enemy team had their boyfriend playing for them. That's crazy. It's so unfortunate. And based on Frozen Kiss's post, she said the problem of substitutions never goes away no matter how many years pass. This means that this isn't the first time that a female athlete faked her entire career in esports.
I mean, I don't know if Mooch is going to bring it up, but I mean, she wasn't an esports player, but you know, this is just literally just like the SS Sniper Wolf situation on like a different level.
It's just that no one managed to fake it until they had reached the national team. It's
yeah,
only normal to be furious if you're
that
I mean,
is
it's only
fucked
normal to
up.
be furious if you're a woman in general, honestly. I hope that the country's reputation can recover, and I hope that better measures are taken to make sure that everyone's playing fair in the future.
I certainly hope so.
This was an absolutely crazy incident, and I hope that this is the last
like
time
nobody deserves to have their whole career
you can fake being something
fucked up like that.
Hell, you can probably do it for a long time, but eventually it'll catch up to you one way or another.
Yeah.
The best you can do for yourself is to live a life full of authenticity while also making sure that you have no regrets.
Absolutely.
Don't take out a $50,000 loan to show off the people that don't matter on Instagram, and definitely don't somehow convince your boyfriend to play for you on a pro level. I mean,
absolutely.
what the fuck? Anyway, thank you so much for watching until the end. I really appreciate it.
Of course,
don't forget
Mugen.
to use the code Mugen on Gamersubs for 10% off. You can do this on any of their tubs, and soon they'll be releasing their own version of creatine powder. Bro, this packaging looks insane. I'll see you in the next video whenever that is. Should be soon, because I'm going to have a big sponsor announcement in that one. Stay tuned. I love you so much. And please,
we will be tuned.
Mwah.
I would love to play for Thailand. Let me know when. God damn. No matter where you go, it's always the same. People cheating in video games, pretending to play when they're not. It's just, over and over again. And now this person has basically, this Tokyogirl has basically ruined the reputation of pretty much every esports team in her entire country. Do you know how messed up that is? That your actions, and also Cheerio, don't forget Cheerio, he's in there too. Her friggin' boyfriend who aided in the cheating. Like, that's how messed up it is. And then now you have all of this coming to like full fruition. Yeah, let me know what you think about the situation down in the comments below. What do you think they deserve? Do you think they deserve all the legal action being taken against them? Absolutely, I think so. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments of the video below. Don't forget to hit like on the video, of course, and subscribe to the channel, and ding that bell so you know when I upload, and it helps me out in the algorithm. And as always, I will see you next time at the HQ. Bye-bye.